we will eat away yung profits nila. Hindi necessarily pumupunta sa amin yung profits. Kasi nga, Diyos ko, nag-Uber lang ako punta rito eh. Wala akong pera. Pero ang sinasabi ko dito, yung effectiveness ng mga political advertisements. At siya mga, kasi ganito eh, marami dun sa mga mains, malaki na chunk ng kita ng mga TV networks, ng mga radio, print, ay tuwing eleksyon. Kaya lang, if there's one thing that the 2016 national elections has proven, it's that political advertisements are not as effective as they once were. Not anymore. And more so sa 2019. Imagine mo lang, if I say, for example, support Juan de la Cruz sa 2019, 2.2 million every day will be reminded of who Juan de la Cruz is. Basically for free, kasi 10 doon ko lang yun eh. As opposed to say, pay 2 million pesos for a 30-second spot that only a few 100,000 people will see, and only once. Diba? Pag economics eh, parang, delikado tayo. And I think that's what they're afraid of right now. At bukod pa doon, yung mga padulas. Alam naman natin yan eh. Yung halimbawa, hindi ito kasama sa SOSI eh, doon sa mga campaign expenditures, pero alam natin yung kalakaran. Yung politiko, makikipagkasundo sa newsroom ng isang network, halimbawa, hindi ko na lang papangalanan, tapos laging siya yung topic ng balita. Di ba? Hindi siya outright na advertisement, pero pasimple yun. Di ba? Wala nang gano'n, kasi may padulas yun eh. Kasi last week lang, nagsabi si Davao City Mayor Inday Sara Duterte, something like, hindi niyo ba napapansin na walang masyadong balita kay Trillanes pag weekend? Sinabi niya yan, di ba? Bakit? Kasi pag si Trillanes daw, according to her, ayoko malibel. According to her, si Trillanes daw, pag nagbabayad, tuwing bago mag-evening news. At karaniwan, nanonood yung mga tao ng balita from mainstream during the weekdays, during the work week. So ang bayaran, Monday to Friday lang. Kaya Monday to Friday lang, may balita about Trillanes. So yung mga bayaran na gano'n, na hindi naman necessarily political ads, pero may bayaran. Alright? So, eto na. Ano yung gusto kong sabihin ngayon sa mainstream media? Tandaan ninyo kung bakit kayo nagtrabaho dyan in the first place. Diba? If you think na you're there for truth and justice, world peace, end of global hunger, whatever, eh then pangatawanan ninyo. Huwag niyong hayaan yung political beliefs ninyo mag-get in the way of what you do. I myself am a pro-Duterte blogger. I have my biases. Nobody in his right mind should ask na maging impartial ako. I have my biases talaga. Kaya lang, the reason why people gravitate towards me, maybe I'm pakasakali, ayokong tanggapin, pero minsan may totoo na yung accusation na I reinforce their cognitive biases dahil pareho nga kami ng bias eh. Pero it's because they have nowhere else to go to. Sometimes the supposedly objective version of the truth is much more unbelievable than the biased one. So kung nanonood ka, Maria Reza, huwag ka na pumunta ng Qatar. Huwag ka na pumunta ng Qatar. Mag-stay ka sa Pilipinas, i-re-evaluate mo yung news agency mo, pati Inquirer, pati ABS-CBN, lahat kayo. Hindi lang yung Three Stooges. Rethink, go back to the drawing board. And baka mamaya, may pag-asa pa kayo eh. Senator Risa Ontiveros told me na bloggers like me are yearning to have the same level of recognition as mainstream journalists. No, she's wrong. Totally wrong. We don't want the same. Ayoko nga masama sa bunch nila. Ayoko. Parang patok sa noo yun eh. Ayoko. What I want is for them to fix their act. We can never replace them. We do not have the machinery, the resources. We don't. Pero if they will just be more honest sa paggawa ng trabaho nila, people will go back to them. They will. And honestly, I'm really tired of what I do right now. With death threats, kompleto na eh. Parang na siyang Tom Clancy novel yung buhay ko so far. Nakakapagod na siya. And if mainstream will just fix their act overnight, if they can manage to do that, I'll quit tomorrow. Pero as long as I see mainstream media people doing a disservice to this country by misinforming people or misleading people, then I will not stop. So, sorry Maria. Kasi last week nagpunta siya sa kumontak siya sa Al Jazeera according to one of their employees na Duterte. Yung mga friends ko doon, mga followers ko, we call ourselves Dutertards. Parang siyang parang parang dinakaw namin yung term. Alam mo yung N-word sa States? Pag white ka, you can't say the N-word. Pero pag black ka, and you're gonna address a brother, you can call him N, right? Para sa amin, you can call us Dutertards, but we can call each other Dutertards. Gano'n, di ba? So, yung isa kong Dutertard na reader, nagkatrabaho sa Al Jazeera, she showed me a letter na si Maria Ressa wants to go there without a clear agenda. And mukhang gusto lang warakin na naman ng Pilipinas as usual. So, yung mga ganong galaw eh. Stick to your job. Your job is to write the news, not make it. Di ba? So, yun lang po. Yun lang po. So, magkakaroon ng question and answer after this. At pasensya na po, walang structure yung sinabi ko. So, itanong nyo lang lahat, hindi ko na-discuss. Wala po bayad. Salamat po.
Walang bayad ako, agent nito eh.
Moderator mo?
Ask away, ask away.
We're open to questions. We'll give you the mic, yes? From your seat na lang.
Ayan, mainstream media, Roger Garcia. Dulog ka.
Game.
I think it's okay. We'll just let them na lang.
Yeah, sige.
Sige lang po, just
Raise your hand.
throw it at me.
Question. Wait, sandali. Mag-isip mo na.
RJ, how are you living with the new realities of threats to your life? Public, what you can share, of course.
Right now, I'm not really that concerned dun sa mga threats to my life. Kasi what's clear is I've been hitting pretty much just the Liberal Party and its minions for the past 2 years. So, given yung init nung issue ngayon, they won't really kill me. I think they won't. Kasi they will create an instant martyr. Kasi di ba yung martyr, PR lang yan eh, di ba? They need not necessarily be good people. I'm an evil person. Pero, ang optics ko ngayon maganda eh. So, it's not in their interest to kill me right now. Now, on the other hand, ang problema ko lang, yung paranoia in the sense na I have become more, noticeable, more recognizable. So sometimes, may reader ako lalapit sa akin, magpapapicture. Tapos hindi ko alam kung magpapapicture o sasaksakin ako. So hindi ko alam kung ngingiti ba ako o tatakbo. So medyo nakikiramdam ako, medyo may halong hindi. So, yun. Sige po.
I want to ask about the anonymity. You used to be anonymous.
Yeah.
First time, the thinking Pinoy.
Yes.
Behind it, and it just. First of all, I thought you were a lawyer because
I'm just pretending to be one.
because of the legal analysis, no? And it impressed me, no? What made you come out? Because hiding behind anonymity is different, eh?
Yeah.
Diba? It gives you the boldness to write whatever, and you won't be judged.
Anonymity never gave me yung boldness because I was never really totally anonymous. In as early as February of 2016, campaign period pa noon, then senatorial candidate Risa Ontiveros invited me to her meet and greet with bloggers. They know who I am kasi I was part of the UP Debate Society. And a lot of their members, member ng mga senador. So meron ako isang orgmate staffer ni Bob. Ngayon, ito na, isang orgmate staffer ni Risa. Meron pang staffer ni Lenny. They know who I am. Ang problem lang, kaya hindi ako nag-out noon, ay ayoko yung sikat. Yung nakikilala sa kalye. Kasi ayoko masabihan na attention seeker. Eh ang tanong, bakit ako nag-out? Kasi nagkaroon ako ng balita na i-out ako ng Superficial Gazette, an anti-Duterte page. I-out nila ako ng 7 p.m. of that day. Tapos sinabi ko, aba mga agaw ka ng thunder, unahan kita ng 30 minutes. Ay, nag-out ako. Ganun kasimple lang. Kasi ilalabas na rin lang, nanakawin niya yung thunder ko. Tapos ganyan, nag-out na ako. Pero nothing really changed afterwards. I was still as disagreeable as I was back then. Nothing really changed. And I think I've proven that when I went to the Senate and they grilled me for 4 hours, I never really retracted anything. So ang hinihiling ko lang sa kabila, yung mga bloggers naman na hindi masyadong aligned sa administration, stand up for what you wrote. Huwag kayong mag-victim card. Kasi a lot of them, pag na-criticize, they will say na, we will not be silenced. Ate, walang nagpapasilence sa inyo. Gusto nga namin magsalita pa kayo lalo para mang-libel pa kayo ng man-libel eh. Walang pumipigil sa kanila. Kaya lang, when you say something, be ready for people to say things back at you. Don't dish what you can take, diba? Ang problema kasi, marami rin sa kabila, pag tinira sila pabalik, hindi naman death threat eh. Kasi pag online heckling lang yan. May nabalitaan na ba kayong vlogger na napatay dahil sa Facebook? Wala pa naman. Diba? And so far, over the past year, since Duterte was in office, isa pa lang media man ang namamatay. Which is a very good improvement. Kasi prior to that, 10 yata, ng panahon ni Pinoy every year. Tapos nga biglang 1 na lang, para parang inuman lang yata ito.
Connected to drugs yun, di ba?
Connected to drugs ba? Ayun. Dahil connected to drugs. So ang bottom line, I never really wanted fame. And napasubo na lang ako, kaya ako nag-out. Pero I never retracted anything.
We have some questions from the internet.
Oh, sure.
Our
36, 24, 36. Yun ang sagot ko.
But we will let the people in the house clubhouse speak
Sir,
first.
sir.
I have two questions for you. Number one, bakit tahimik ngayon si Trillanes? I'm sure you know, so there's talk. Number one, bigla tumahimik eh. And number two, ano naman ang gimmick? Kasi I am a supporter of Duterte. I voted for him. But anong gimmick ni Duterte doon sa bank accounts? Medyo hindi kaya siya nasunod mo.
Alright.
Comment.
Una, bakit tahimik si Trillanes? Initially, I didn't know. Kaya lang, meron akong mga, di ba, nagpumasok ko sa DFA, tapos I'm gay, so a lot of girls like me. Di ba, pag gay, basta tama ako sa parlor, ganyan, or bibigyan ko siya ng beauty tips, parang hindi maganda sa iyo yung shampoo na yan. And I give those tips. I give those tips.
Sana matagal mo din na sinabi
To diplomats. I think kind of, nagde-rapport. So nagkwento sa akin isang diplomat kanina. Si Trillanes nagpunta sa Washington, D.C. to meet with some officers of the Central Intelligence Agency according to my source. He also met 2:30 earlier local time with Senator Marco Rubio. He was trying to disparage not only the Duterte administration but also the Philippine Senate. And he's planning to talk to several think tanks over the next several days. Siyempre, para sila ilalim pa yung gobyerno. I'm not really sure what the Duterte administration will do about it. Hindi naman kasi nila ako text-mates. So, tingnan natin. Pero that's what he's been doing. Kaya siya tahimik kasi nasa States. At saka siyempre, yung mga bayarang media dito, wala namang walang US visa yun. Tapos pangalawa, on the question dun sa bank accounts, hindi ko rin talaga alam. Honestly. Baka nasunog siya, baka hindi. Pero wait and see na lang yan eh. Pero I'd rather not comment on it kasi I don't talk about things that I don't really read much about. So, yeah. Yun pala isa kong pag may nagko-question and answer sa akin, hindi ko alam, sabihin ko talaga hindi ko alam, kaysa mag-pretend. So, hindi ko po alam. Peace tayo. Next question po. Sir.
You talk about yung mainstream media in particular. Isn't it more, when one sees a post or a let's say a news that is being posted in Facebook, now source is mainstream media, let's say, because all of the newspapers have their own online facilities, right? Hindi ba pagka news, let's say, coming from Philippine Star, Inquirer, or major papers, mas yung credibility ng storya is more believable?
Yes, I agree with that.
Rather than just like an ordinary blogger.
Yes.
I'm not referring to you. Or a hindi kalalang news site.
Yes.
But if the story emanated from a major daily, maraming likes, at credible. How true is that? Kasi ako ganun. Pagka dyan yung yan, hindi naman, alam nyo kasi, ang mainstream, hindi naman mo basta naglalabas ng istorya eh. Sinulat ng reporter, i-verify ng editor, okay, maraming proseso.
In general, sir, I'm inclined to agree with that.
Hindi katulad ng blogger,
Yes.
wala nga. Ganun talaga eh, this is a free market.
Yes.
Iba yung blogger, iba yung ordinary post.
Yes.
But a legitimate story coming from a legitimate newspaper is definitely more believable.
Oh yes, I actually agree with him.
At kayo sumusunod doon.
Yeah, and for example, yung News 5, yung I forgot the name, yung cute na editor-in-chief. Basta lalaki siya, yung nagsalita sa Senate hearing. Basta alam ko lang matalino siya, wala akong pakialam kasi sa legals. So anyway, malinaw sila na meron silang internal ombudsman in case merong mga breaches sa code of ethics. Talagang pinapalakol nila yung yung nagsulat. However, ang problema kasi ngayon, madalas mag-vacation leave yung mga internal ombudsman. Take for example, yung news article about Sas Rogando Sasot and Jover Laurio. Jover Laurio is, nag-admit na the person behind Pinoy blog, which is an anti-Duterte site, not a problem with me. Kaya lang, ang problem ko with her is she commits libel left and right. Almost every other article may libel. In a span of 8 months, she has libeled over 300 people. Ganon. Alright. So ganito, si Sas Rogando Sasot was one of the persons she offended. Exactly how? She said that Sas works as a prostitute in the Netherlands with matching price list. At inimbento niya yung price list. So ipinalita ng Philippine Star. And then, wait muna. Nag-fundraising si Sasot para kasuhan si Laurio. Ibinalita ng Star na nag-fundraising, nakakasuhan si Laurio. But hindi pinaliwanag ng Star kung bakit kakasuhan. Instead, kung 500 words, yung buong article about it, 100 words were dedicated to Sas, and 400 words were dedicated to what Senator Leila de Lima has to say about it. Even if Senator de Lima had nothing to do with the whole issue. So this becomes an issue of trust. Kasi the newspapers, I agree with you, when you release articles, people think it's more credible. Back then, like 10 or 20 years ago, people take it hook, line, and sinker. Pero ngayon, they take it with a pretty considerably big grain of salt. Kasi yung mga spin na yun ang iniingatan nila. So, pag may lumabas na balita, you know what my readers typically do? They go to my site and ask me, tama ba yung binalita na to? Tama ba yun? Minsan naiirita na ako kasi hindi ako fact checker. Hindi ko gusto trabaho, boring yun eh. Pero sometimes I have to do it for them. So basically what happens is, people look for people that they can trust. People look for oncologists. You get what I mean? So maybe I'm not the best oncologist in town, but I'm the only one they know. You get it? I'm not the best, person to ask whether a news is fake or not. Pero for some people, I'm the only guy they trust and they know. So maybe, yung ibang mga budding na mainstream media men, maybe you should start reaching out to people, listen to them, and not feel like some privileged dweebs na, mainstream journalist ako, adore me. Ganun yung nangyayari eh. No, it doesn't work that way anymore. Yun po.
Yeah, okay.
Dali lang po yung mga followers ko, nahiya naman ako sa inyo, demanding nyo. Kasi yung mga followers ko doon, ang hingi daw ng link. Dali lang.
Facebook.com/RCMD3830.
Yeah, okay lang. May hyperlink. Sandali lang po technical issue. Kasi nga po, ang akala nung iba, itong in-out na ako ng aktayan noong October last year. Out na nga ako actually noon so natawa na lang ako eh. In-out ako ng aktayan ni Professor Sylvia Claudio ng Center for Women's Studies ng UP Diliman kasi, it was really funny. Leloy Claudio, her son, na nagtuturo sa De La Salle University, posted something on Facebook, something like, thinking Pinoy is to political commentary as Sal Panelo is the legal profession. Hucksters galore. So parang small time. So ako naman parang, sige, yun sabi mo eh. Pero syempre, babanat ako. Ang naging banat ko, Dear Professor Leloy Claudio, thank you. I appreciate the fact that a self-proclaimed big-time political commentator like you has the time to notice a huckster like me. Now I understand why your mother wants to legalize heroin. Tapos galit na galit siya. Hindi kasi nung panahon ni Veloso, yung bibitayin sa Indonesia, nagsulat siya ng article advocating for the decriminalization of heroin. So So galit na galit siya sa akin, in-out ako, buti lang wala siyang followers. So,
Okay, we'll take one question first from
Oh,
George,
no,
then
he
we'll
has
move
to
here.
post something now.
sandali lang po, just give me 30 seconds.
It's the latest post kasi nag-break yung video feed natin eh.
Yeah,
So,
why?
anyway, yung point dito, no, back then nobody believes that I'm a one-man operation.
Enough.
Ang ingat natin eh.
Kasi sabi ni Claudio, hindi mo pwedeng si RJ Nieto lang, yan may katulong yan. Hindi, mag-isa lang po ako. Kaya po, dali lang po Tingnan nyo lang ako 30 seconds. Kasi,
So, one who's next?
Yeah, we'll-
Sige po, next question.
Sandali lang ha. Just give TP some time.
Okay na po, next question po. Game.
George?
TP, you had revealed during the Senate investigation, I think, that you discovered that there was this site which was connected with the Presidential Communications Office of Pinoy before.
Yes.
How did you discover this? And the next question actually is that, don't we also have sites like that for the Duterte side?
Yeah. Alright, number one, how did I discover it? Ganito lang. Yun kasing mga websites, yung Silent No More, Pinoy Ako Vlog, all of the entire, yung buong entourage na yan, naka-hide lahat ng domain registration nila. Maliban sa Pinoy Ako Vlog, nakalimutan na i-hide yung registration details, yung domain privacy. So for a time, nakabuyang-yang doon, Kokoy Dayaw, with matching phone number and address, publicly available information. So as far, before yung discovery, before yung big, kaboom na discovery, we already knew it was Kokoy Dayaw who was the web administrator of Pinoy Ako Vlog. And then, sabi namin ni Sans, parang something like, pagka ganitong may dead end, what do yung investigators usually do? They follow the money. So we checked yung AdSense, kasi that's the most popular way to monetize websites. And as it turns out, pareho yung AdSense publisher ID nung mga websites. Actually, dalawa lang yung AdSense publisher IDs. So dalawang clump yun. Yung unang clump, yung same app publisher ID, tapos ang nandun din ay yung Pinoy Ako Vlog. Yung pangalawang clump, nandun same publisher ID, different na publisher ID. Tapos nandun yung propinoy.net. Nakikokoy Dayaw din. So ang sinasabi namin, sige, so kumikita rito kung sino yung may-ari ng publisher ID. Pero ang malinaw dito, si Coco yung may-ari ng website. So kung ako yung may-ari ng website, ba't ko hayaan kumita yung ibang tao sa sarili kong website? So the evidence suggests na si Kokoy Dayaw din, yung talagang may-ari ng website. So ngayon, ang problema, nung hinahanap na sila ng Senado, tinago si Kokoy. Tapos dito makita, nabalita ko sa mga little birds ko sa Senado. Tapos sabi ko, paano may gagawin dito? Sige, hanap pa tayong isa. Noon ko nakita si Jover. Kasi, isa pong common na weakness ng kasi po yung mga websites na yun, WordPress yung gamit. Doon po sa pinakabagong iteration, pinakabagong version ng WordPress, meron pong tawag REST API. Medyo technical na term, pero ang bottom line, with a simple addition of a short piece of URL, parang ganun. Ililista niya yung users ng site. Hindi yung full name yung user logins lang. And it was intended to be so. Kasi publicly available siya Alam niyo pa nagpasa kayo ng blog, tapos may author bio sa dulo? Yun. Pero ililista lang niya lahat, yung pag ginamit mo yung command yung JSON script, na yung JSON string, lalabas lahat ng mga nagsulat sa blog na yun. Doon sa isang blog, sa Pinoy Ako Vlog, 4 na username yung lumitaw. Admin, if correct, from what I recall, admin, Apple, Kit, at saka Jover. Yung Apple, Kit, admin, common yun mahirap maghanap nun. Pero yung Jover, hindi. Ilang Jover na makikita nyo sa buong buhay nyo? Isa lang siguro, Hover malamang. Kaya lang wala naman gumagamit ng apelido pag nag-username. First name mo lagi. Diba? So sabi ko, sino kaya itong Jover na to? Ayan, hinanap ko, Jover, Pinoy Ako Vlog. Si ate, kung mag-share, 7:30 PM shinare ng Pinoy Ako Vlog, 7:31 shinare niya. Ay, ano yun? Diba? So ngayon, sabi ko, hindi pa rin to enough kasi circumstantial yung evidence. So what I did for the next several days, binumbard ko yung Pinoy Ako Vlog. Pinrunning ko siya. Parang, sabi ko, hindi ka kamo special. At yung picture mo kasama si Balte. Next picture, kasama sila Sherda. Next picture, kasama si Quezon. Next, kasama si Mar, si Lenny, si ganyan, si
May
ganon,
happy
si
birthday
ganyan.
pa from Lenny.
Ha?
May happy birthday pa.
At may happy birthday pa kay Lenny. At wait, she greeted her 2 times. At binati pa ni Aika. At may padala pang letter. At may padala pang bouquet. Kumusta ka naman? So, hindi niya kinaya. Umamin. And the rest is history. Media blitz, ganyan-ganyan. Ano pa po isa? Nasagot ko po ba lahat?
About Duterte sites also.
Sa Duterte side, baka nga meron din eh. Feeling ko baka meron din eh. Pero, hindi ako omnipotent eh. Hindi ako omniscient eh. Alam mo, LP with all their resources, mag-expose din sila. O pag tama sila, susuportahan ko pa sila eh. Pero ang problema dito, one side is accusing the other of the same thing. Ang problema, yung side ko, may ebidensya, sila wala. Eh, the burden of proof lies on the accuser. So, Diyos ko, LP, dami-dami niya ng pera. Ito-check niyo kung meron nga talaga. Eh, wala naman kasi na ilabas eh. So, ngayon, bakit hindi ako maghanap ng pro-Duterte na gano'n? Ito ko ha, gagawin mo. Copy ko yun eh. Ano? Mali yun. Pag naglalakad ako sa kaya, nakakita ko ng mali na ginagawa ng Duterte, I will correct it. In the same way na nung kumalat yung chismis naman, nag-holding hands si Kiko at saka si Risa, I corrected it. Or nung panahon na nasabi ko na nakipag-meet si Drilon kay Pope, pati yung asawa niya or something, I issued an erratum. I admit it when I'm wrong. Pero I will not like spend 5 days desperately looking for a Duterte propaganda machine. Parang swerte nyo naman, di ba? Gawin nyo na yun, di ba? Ayun, next question po.
Philip?
Here, yeah. Okay. We all know that the previous administration had very good press and relations with the foreign press, particularly the U.S. Media and also U.S. think tanks. No? And I would say this is because they employed a lot of lobbyists in the U.S.
I think they are.
Okay, PR firms and lobbyists. I am so happy that
Hindi, kasi sabi po na ibang reader, natatakpan daw ako ng mga comments. Yung mukha ko natatakpan ng comments. Hindi, bakit ganun? Yung ganun, itil pa lang pag ganun. Okay,
okay, I'm so happy that after courting him for a year, Babe Romualdez finally said yes to become our ambassador to the US.
Yes.
And as you know, Babe has a long list of accomplishments and friends who are lobbyists in the US.
Yes.
So, dating back from the time when his uncle was ambassador of the US. My question is, are you or any of you willing to help Babe? Maybe put the Philippines in a better light by because I'm pretty sure now we're going to have the proper lobbyists in the US or kasi parang ngayon wala because wala tayong ambassador.
Let's put it this way. Ganito. Ako po kasi, I'm generally identified as pro-Duterte.
Yes.
And I have, a ton of ideas that piss off a lot of people, including people in the administration. So for example, si Joe Verlario, biglang lumitaw sa BBC. Ay, nako, nag-hysterical ako nung umaga. Sabi ko, ba't ginagawa ng PCOO rito? Sabi ko, Secretary Abela, Secretary Adanar, anong ginagawa niyo dyan? Will you take this sitting down? An hour later, tumawag sa akin si Cabella. Ano problema mo, Titi? Sabi ko, ba't ka naman ganyan? So anyway, I give them ideas every now and then. And I've sent them a white paper na to how to fix how to help improve the president's image. And I think Ambassador Babe is already aware of that. And I'd rather not discuss it publicly. But yeah, I want to help this government succeed, no matter what it takes. As long as the people like the government. As soon as the Filipino people start to hate this administration, pabaliktad rin ako. Kasi ang akin, interest ng taong bayan, hindi interest ng Duterte. Eh, nagkataon lang ngayon, tugma.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I have another question. Do you have any comment about the disparity in the surveys, SWS and Pulse Asia?
Feeling ko talaga dapat after ng dalawang survey na yun, nagpa-survey din tayo about confidence in surveys. Kasi kung alam mo sino kanina paniwalaan eh. Kasi sabi ko, lumabas yung sa... Ganito kasi yan. Dahil lumabas yung kay SWS with matching media blitz pa si Mahar saying na, this is the first time na ganitong katindi yung pag-drop nung trust rating. Tapos ako sabi ko, mathematician, statistician ka kuno. Eh kung kaya ibigay mo na lang yung report, kaya mong basahin na, tumahimik ka na lang dyan. Kasi may report naman eh. Dahil kailangan pa lagyan ng opinion. Kung may opinion ka, isama mo sa report. Diba? Para mabasa ng tao objectively. But he didn't. So asar na ako doon. Pero sabi ko, ganyan ang buhay. Don't cry over spilled milk. Hindi, kahit naman pag mumurahin ko si Marmangas, di naman tatablay yun eh. Diba? So, hayaan mo na. Eto na. So lumabas yung sa Pulse Asia. Ang sabi naman to, 88, parang ganon.
88%, yeah.
Opo. Sabi ko, on one hand, bilang Duterte, parang sabi ko, good job. Pero on the flip side, pwede rin namang i-interpret yun as Pulse Asia trying to kill the competition. Diba? Parang, eto, widely hated the SWS, mga chong, moment na natin. Tasan natin si Duterte para atin ang Dutertards. Diba? So, in question, which one I believe more? I'd rather go to the street as the regular person, as the bata na naglalaro ng karako sa kanto. Sino love mo, Duterte o Mar Rojas? Duterte, okay pa ro.
But you know, and if you really think about it, the SWS survey is not as bad as you think because it's like 67%.
Still high.
That's so high, 67%.
Yes, but there, I think it's following the Marcos playbook. I think it's following the Marcos playbook. I'm not pro-Marcos. I told Bongbong straight to his face na I will never vote for him and I will even campaign against him. Pero ang stance ko kasi sa Marcos is parang they paint them as too evil. Sabi ko, alam mo si Apple McCoy, kahit na sabihin yung demonyo yan, may isang good quality yan. Sabihin nyo lang na he loves dogs, he loves gardening. Yung mga ganun eh. Hindi ang ginagawa nila devil incarnate. So there's something wrong in the narrative. Now why did I say, so yun, sasabi ko kay Bongbong yan, pero I don't hit them below the belt. So, text message kami, ay, may cool lang kami. So, ang question, ba't ko nasabi ng Marcos playbook? Kasi ginawa nila doon, feeling ko lang ha, patatasin nila yung ratings, tapos sa dulo, wawarakin nila pababa. Parang kaya na. Kasi, una ko naramdaman yun, nagsulat si ex-Senator Kit Tatad, doon sa kanyang Manila Times call, parang Duterte is na downfall, ganyan, pababa na daw. Tapos, a few days later, nagsulat si representative, naginanalo bang representative, professor na lang, Professor Walden Bello, about the same thing, same yung talking points, iba lang yung spin, iba lang yung words, pero same talking points. So I was like, coordinated kaya ito? And then came Jover, and then came Kokoy, and then came everything else. So I was like, am I saying that SWS is unreliable, is lying? Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe they're telling the truth, pero I don't trust them. Yun yung problema. In the same way na mainstream media, sometimes, most of the time, they're not lying, but people don't trust them. Diba? It's, the boy who cried wolf. Nung sigaw niya ng wolf, sabi nung iba, dead ma, gano'n, nakain siya ng wolf. O yun ang nangyayari ngayon. So, I think I answered the question. Sa SWS, it doesn't matter na to me. Ang mahalaga sa akin, pag naglakad ako sa kali, pag sumisigaw pa sila ng Duterte, okay pa. Pag sumigaw na sila ng balik sa daang matuwid, yun, mag-iisip-isip na ako. Pero ang dalang kasi, ang dalang ko nakikita na pro-Mar, or even pro-Grace po. At this point, ang problema ni Vice President Lenny, malaki. Thank you. I mean, sorry, Sorry. She has given she's given 3 solo interviews, parang ganon, so far. Just watch the interview and you'll know what I mean. Pag hindi sinulat ni Georgina yung script, sumasablay siya eh. And she's made a fool of herself. And I hope, si Lenny, forget the yellows. Be your own person. Follow your heart. Kung ano man laman yan, kahit gano'ng kaitim yan, follow your heart. Hindi she doesn't do that eh. Parang sumusunod sa kumpas ng dilaw eh. And it's tragic, pero I hope she realizes it before it's too late. Maybe it's already too late, but I hope it's not. Next question.
We have an online question.
Sige lang po.
Okay, say it loudly, please.
Sorry, just most of your followers would just like to know when the next schedule of the hearing would be.
Sabi nila, parang early November. Pero ang alam ko, nag-focus sila ngayon na hanapin si Kokoy. Pero feeling ko, it's either, I'm not saying this is exactly true, pero based on what limited understanding I have of the issue, dalawa lang possibility. Either Kokoy has already flown out of the country, or he is already sealed inside the drum. So, alin lang sa dalawa yun. So, let's see how it goes. Yeah. Oh, hindi ko sasabing patay na si Kokoy, pero yun lang na-imagine ko na ano. Oh, baka mamaya. Oh, Senator Kiko, panoorin mo yung interview, wag yung soundbites lang. Next question po.
Other questions?
Will you be part of the second hearing?
I think I will be. Good luck na lang, di ba? Kung mamaya prepared na sila, yari na ako. Chamba lang yung akin na yun. Next question po.
From the House.
Yeah, anything under the sun, yung ano.
Archie, I just want to find out, how do you feel really about the mainstream media? Because I really feel there's a lack of really what's reporting, I mean, what the administration is doing positively for the country. And for some reason, wala talaga akong nakikita. And is that part of their strategy?
I have a friend who's been working on mainstream media for the past 10 or so years. She's very well educated. She graduated from a good US journalism program, parang ganun. And she says na sometimes a lot of the young journalists are inclined to be anti-Duterte because they are more likely to win awards. Kasi di ba, when you're a young journalist, you're still trying to make a name for yourself. And nobody has ever been given an award for supporting a government, for being a government lackey.
Oh my God.
Kasi
Diba?
it's,
Secondly,
the style of journalism should be adversarial.
yeah.
Yun ang sikat, even in the US, anywhere.
But the effect of the...
Parang rule of thumb yun.
That's the rule of thumb. You have to be adversarial.
Second, conflicts of interest. For example, how would you expect ABS-CBN to speak against the Lopez group? They will never do that. And what if Duterte openly speaks against the Lopez's? You expect ABS-CBN to retaliate. Good luck na lang kung mag-survive yung ABS-CBN, pero that's what it is. As for semi-independent news outfits like Rappler, Vera Files, PCIJ, ang problem doon, where do they get the money? So for example, look at Rappler. One of its major funders is the Omidyar Network, yung sinetap ni Pierre Omidyar, which is known to have very deep connections with the Central Intelligence Agency. It was Omidyar who funded Romanske TV in the Ukraine, one of the fiercest critics of the Ukrainian government, and one of the best, the most important tools para i-overthrow yung government. So, if we have here a Duterte who wants an independent foreign policy, who wants to, not necessarily be pro-China, but less pro-US, it's bad for the US. Gusto nila lapdog tayo. And what would you do to a leader who doesn't like you? Kick him out. So, in the same way now, why was Trillanes reportedly meeting with CIA people earlier today? Connect the dots. Yun. So, hindi ko mapangalanan yung source ko doon, pero promise po, reliable talaga yung source. Promise. Alright, next po. Ay, tama na, nasagot ko na po ba? Sige po, medyo po, sabog ako ngayon. Hindi, alanganin kasi kain ko, kaya hindi ako kumain doon. Pagkatapos na kain ako.
May tanong ako.
Sige po.
What made you decide to join Karambol?
Yun!
Ano po? Kasi ito, may pinost ako kanina sa, natandaan ko lang to, ito yung, medyo nakatouch to ate, ready ka? Nakatouch to. Dahil lang ba? Naku, natandaan ko pa nga, sorry off topic lang muna habang hinahanap ko yung post, kakwento ko lang sa inyo. Kagagaling ko lang New York nung dumating ako sa Senate hearing. O di ang lolo mo, may hangover pa ng kwan. Nag-umpisa ako doon, sabi ko, good morning everyone, I'm Ray Joseph Nieto from parang, from the beautiful islands of nagagaling naman, di ba? Tapos yung mga kamag-anak ko sa Bulacan, yung mga kamag-anak ko hillbilly ako eh. Yung mga kamag-anak ko, mga jolobs kami, pinagmumura ako, ano ginagawa mo sa TV? Ba't ka nakapasalita? Sino ka agad? Buti na-adjust ko. Dahil lang po, random lang na
It's very awesome.
Kasi may accent nung una, di ba? Parang gusto mo kasi na ng konti.
New York accent.
Ito. Ito yung nabasa ko kasing quote dati na hindi ko nakalimutan my entire life. Surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, the believers and the thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see the greatness within you, even when you don't see it yourself. So bakit karambola? Hindi kami masyadong close ito nung una kasi pinsan ni Paulette, tatakot ako sa kanya. Ano talaga sa akin? Hindi, pero love kita, promise. Love na kita. Nung una, medyo parang, baka ilaglag ako nito sa LP. Pero hindi, ito po, yung ang nag-introduce kasi sa akin sa karambola, si Boss Jojo Robles. Siya yung parang naging mentor ko kasi after nung election, di ba, yung nag-TP na ako, tapos nagsusulat pa rin ako, and all. Tapos, lagi akong galit pag nagsusulat. Tapos it was him who taught me na mag-restrain ng konting restraint. Kasi I'm young, feeling young. I'm young and prone to stupidity. And he was the person who respectfully told me na I shouldn't be stupid. But he told me na, alam mo may maabot ka. Yung ganon, wala naman nagsasabi sa akin masyado noon. So parang, sige ka dahil binobola mo ako, karambola ka tayo. Pero over time, parang siya naging tatay-tatayan ko. So if there are, I'm skeptic by default, but if there's one person whom I can entrust my life with, it would be him. So sabi ko, sige karambola tayo. And, so yan, ito na ako yan. Next question, please. Pero bolero lang talaga si Jojo. Sige po.
Yeah, we have an online, wait. There's one
Sige po,
online
sure muna,
question.
si Ate muna. Sige po.
Like Mocha, you were invited by the government to work for it as a consultant. Albeit just,
Sure.
you're a consultant, but have you had an experience wherein you were told in a newsroom or in a huddle and was dictated by the government? For example, Senator Alan Cayetano. Just for example,
Parang dictator.
were you asked to write in a particular way? Or
Ah.
told to release this kind of information?
No, hindi pa nangyayari sa akin yun. Dahil pag ganun yung ginawa nila, mumurahin ko sila eh. Kasi I remember this. Kasi ang problema sa akin, I'm a geek. Ang libangan ko talaga Dota lang, yung online games. So wala akong masyadong social skills. So and besides, I don't have any personal ambitions anymore. So I'm not scared of rejection. Parang sabi ko, simple lang ha. Halimbawa, minura ko si Secretary X. Nagalit siya sa akin. Ano pwede niyang gawin? May TP pa din ako, may platform ako. Pwede pa niya ako ibaba sa Facebook. Pag tinira ko siya, makaretaliate pa din ako. So I just follow my heart. Yun lang. So for example, ito nangyari nga sa akin kahapon lang yun eh. I was telling a politician na sabi ko parang, alam mo sir, parang may problema sa ganito. Ganyan, parang ganyan, may problema ganyan. Tapos somebody butted in. Nasabi sa akin, don't write about that anymore. Wag na, hayaan mo na. Wag ka nang mag-talk about that. Tapos ako parang, ano problema mo? Ba't mo ko didiktahan ang susulat ko? Vlog ko to. May investment ka? So ang question on whether I'm being told what to write, no, hindi. Hindi ako papayag. Kahit nga si sexy Pangulong Duterte, binabara ko minsan eh. When he did the rape joke, yung binura niya si Obama, or nung nagpa-kiss siya rin sa fan, sa gitna ng rally, medyo DOM yung arrive. Di ba parang DOM? I criticized her there and I got flack from my readers. Kaya lang, at the end of the day, I ask myself, ba't ka ba nagtitipi? Para mabawasan yung lokohan sa mundo. Yun lang ang habol ko, mabawasan ng kahit konti. Kung lolokohin ko din sarili ko, I'm not fulfilling my goal. So yun lang po, Bao. Thank you, Araneta. Next question po. Di ba ganun yung pagtapos yung concert, thank you, Araneta! Well, thank you, tapos bigla mo. Next question po. Yung online question daw.
Sorry. I have 4, actually.
Sige ba?
1, kumusta daw po yung ethics complaint kay Trillanes? 2, your thoughts.
So kung tatanda ko ba lahat yan? 2 muna. Sige.
Kung bakit at tama pang-apat, kailan na po kayo mag-meet ni Mayor Sara?
Isa-isa muna.
Una, ethics complaint kay Trillanes. According kay Senator Gordon, nag-expire na yung 20 days na time period sa kanya para mag-reply. So, presumably, nag-reply na siya. Kaya lang, it takes about 60 more days for the Senate to act on it, assuming na nagsabit na rin ang counter si Gordon. So, it will take a bit more time pa. Siguro end of December. Pero I wouldn't really be that 100% certain about it. So, mas maganda, tanong nila Senado kasi hindi naman ako senador. Hindi nila ako text-mate. Number 2, tama bang hinayaan siya pumunta sa States? Innocent. Innocent until proven guilty. So, alam niyo, hindi naman kung may ethics complaint siya, hindi na siya senador. Yaman lumipad. Besides, he's just making a fool of himself 90% of the time. So, you know, di ba sa kay Sun Tzu, sa Art of War, never interrupt your enemy when they make mistakes. And he makes mistakes left and right every 5 seconds. So, go lang ng go. Number 3 na question pa ulit niya, ate, may clear memory ko eh.
Bakit daw lagi nag-hold ng mga rally?
Optics. Kasi ganito eh. Pag nagra-rally ka, hindi naman mahalaga kung madami o hindi eh. Basta maganda lang camera angle para mukhang madami. Alam mo yung may tayo na nag-rally sa harap ng New York, anti-Duterte, tapos puro mga mukhang homeless na Amerikano. Hindi ko na sabihin race kasi ayoko maging racist. Pero ang dami nagbalita nun, di ba? Pero pag may mga Duterte, 50-100 sila, wala naman. So optics yan, kasi kailangan may papalaman ka sa news. Parang, there's massive outcry, tapos parang naka-zoom in yung camera gano'n. Parang, bilang lang naman. In the same way na ganito, there are 16 million out of the 50 million people, voters in the Philippines, supported Duterte. Pero ba't mas maingay yung opposition? Kasi alam mo yung mahilig nilang gawin, gagawa sila ng NGO with a fancy name, tapos parang 5 lang yung members, tapos gagawa pa sila ng isa, tapos gagawa pa ng isa. Parang halo-halo lang na permutation ng same people, dahil mukhang marami. So optics, bakit nagra-rally? Ba't gumagawa ng maraming NGO? Optics lang yun.
Tapos binibigyan pa nila award sa sarili nila.
Yeah, kasi at the end of the day, politics is a game of perception. Quoting Lloyd Nicolas Lewis's email, it doesn't have to be true, it just has to look like it. And that's what he's doing. And as I have to commend the Liberal Party. They're doing a great job. Seriously. I agree with some friends who spoke to me like a week or so ago na sabi niya, alam mo, the Aquino administration sucks in most things, but they're really good at propaganda.
That's true.
Yeah. Itong administration ito, reverse. They're good in a lot of things, but they have points of improvement. Ayoko magtampo si Spoke sa Bella, love ko yan.
Much room for improvement.
Actually, may additional question.
Yes.
Sorry, one is kailan daw kayo mag-meet ni Mayor Sara? Mag-leave daw siya for work para daw. Sabi ng isang commenter.
Sino ang commenter?
Shipper ata.
Ha?
Shipper ata.
No. Ba't kami mag-meet? Wala na kami pag-uusapan. Hindi, I mean, salamat. Hindi ko nagigets kung ba't mag-meet eh. Pero, sige, pag meeting, gano'n. Hindi kasi hindi ako yung nasa starstruck, maliban kay Digong, kasi he has iba yung aura niya, di ba? Kasi, siya yung presidente pwede mong baklain. Kasi I can get away with it. Okay, bakla po ako. Pero ang point dito, pwede mong baklain na parang, uy, time, parang gano'n. Kasi nung nagpunta kami noong February doon, it was supposed to be just a 20-minute meeting. Tapos naging 6-7 hours. Tapos parang sinabi lang ni Secabella na, uy, kailangan niyang matulog. Parang gano'n, pero tandaan pa rin kami. Kasi pwede mo siyang baklain. Kaya pag siya imimit ko, okay lang. Kasi grabe yung sense of humor niya, lethal. Pero in general, hindi ako yung nasa starstruck sa politiko. Kasi I need nothing from them. Basta promise talaga, sobrang one-track mind ako. Kung ano ang feeling ko na gusto ng karamihan ng Pinoy, doon ako. In the same way na I told Bongbong Marcos na, I will never vote for you, I will never support you, I might even campaign against you. But if you end up winning the elections, which means people like you, more than anyone else, then I'll risk my life to make sure you succeed. As long as the people like you. Gets? So national
Sige mo ba nanalo siya?
Yeah.
Ano daw tingin mo sa Egypt issue?
Ano yung
Hindi Egypt na country yung
Electronic jeep.
Electric jeep. Jeepney.
Oo, tanongin lang si tanongin lang si Professor Contreras. Okay. Sorry po, inside joke yan.
What are your thoughts on Raisa Robles' agenda at going to the US to discredit the Philippines and giving false information?
Sorry lang po, urgent text lang po, sorry. Sorry lang po. Okay, game po, pakiulit tanong.
Sorry, your thoughts daw on why you think Raisa Robles went to the US to spread lies and discredit the Philippines and give false information?
Because no one listens to her here and she wants attention. I mean, seriously, who listens to her? Alam mo ito I remember, May Paler, yung si Wanna Change. Ganito, Noemi Dado, yung mom blogger. Parang di ba ang start nung career niya sa vlogging, parang she got breast cancer, tapos she got over it na she's a cancer survivor and I commend her for that. I do. Kasi marami ako mga tita namatay sa breast cancer Kaya lang, ang hindi ko lang ma-appreciate kay Noemi Dado, how long will she milk the breast cancer card? It's an insult to breast cancer survivors. Ano yan? Sabi ko nga kasi dito, ito yung mismo sinabi ko. Ano yun? Graduate ka sa breast cancer, political genius ka na? Diba? So that's what I've been saying. Tapos itong si Wanna Change, she took it out of context, na parang binabastos ko na yung mga breast cancer survivors. No. Kasi yung lola ko mismo yung kapitbahay ko na lola, talagang may ganong details. Yung kapitbahay ko na lola, kasabay ko lumaki yung mga anak niya, kaedad ko. Tapos, naulila yung dalawang magkapatid na yon, 9 years old pa lang, dahil sa breast cancer. So I know kung gaano kahirap yung problema, kasi those two people, parang uprooted sila na hindi nila malaman kung paano sila lulugar, kasi lumaki sila walang ina. So ang point, anong connection niya kay Raisa Robles? Kasi nga, itong mga tao na to, sobrang out of touch. Hindi sila nakikinig sa sentimento ng masa. That's why, konti na nga lang yung audience nila na wala pa. So, saan sila pupunta? Sa abroad. Tanong, nung nagpunta siya doon, ilan yung audience sa UCLA? 27? Kalahati pa, Duterte. Good luck. Diba? Tinroll pa daw siya ni Maharlika. Ito yung pinakamalaki kong kinagagalit sa maraming supporter ng kabila. Pinaglalaban nila yung free speech. Diba? Freedom to speak. Whatever you think. True. You have the freedom to speak. Pero it doesn't mean people have the obligation to listen. Right? Yung ka dyan. Sorry, Bisaya. Magyayaw ka sa kanto. Pero hindi ka namin kailangan makinig dyan. Diba? Parang, end of the world. Tapos, pero pag hindi sila pinakikinggan, nagtatampo sila. Sense of entitlement. Parang, ikaw nagpapakain sa akin, ikaw nagbabayad ng Meralco ko. Diba? And second, they speak something, somebody rebuts them, somebody contradicts them, and they already feel so attacked. Girl, it doesn't work that way. Look at Jamela Alindogan of Al Jazeera. She said something like 15 lives lost, yada yada basilan, all because Duterte called for an all-out offensive against Abu Sayyaf. Sanabi ko, sinisisi mo si Duterte dahil giniyar na Abu Sayyaf. Ano gusto mo, i-text lang at saka pakiusapan? Uy, mga Abu Sayyaf, peace na tayo. Ano ka ba naman dyan? Tara, let's grab a cup of coffee. Tapos, let's talk about it here. Tapos, nag-viral yung banat ko kay Jamela. Tapos, sabi niya, sina-cyberbully na raw siya. Girl, pag nagsalita ka, ikaw ay isang broadcaster and you have Al Jazeera as your platform. One statement mo lang, it gets broadcasted to 1 million people. Now, when 1 million people talk back to you, 1 million people contradict you, that's called karma. It's called feedback. Kaya lang kasi, 10 or 15 years ago, it didn't exist, yung real-time feedback. Dati kasi, letters to the editor lang yan. Tapos ilalagay mo rin sa tabi ng classified as na wala na magbabasa. So, they were living inside an echo chamber. Na parang, you're so good. Meron kang kawad golden dove, ganyan, di ba? Tapos, galing-galing mo na. Ang problema ngayon, magsulat ka ng some piece this morning, parang 2 hours later, may nagmumura na sa'yo pabalik. So what I'm saying is, kayong mga mainstream media, kapalan nyo ng konti yung balat. Diba? Kasi, hindi lang kayo yung binabash. Binabash ako with matching death threats pa. Have you ever heard me complaining about it? No. Kinakapalan ko yung loob. Kinakapalan ko yung mukha ko, nalalakas ko yung loob ko. Kasi alam ko, it's par for the course. Yung syempre, pag nag-death threat, tatakbo ko. Pero, iba ko sa, pero kung nagreklamo na, kawawa naman ako. Pero syempre, makabaril ka na, makatakbo ka na. Parang katabahan naman, kung gano'n katakbo, diba? Ang sandalo umaatras, nakakalaban pa bukas. Diba? Ganun yan. So, pero yung pagmumurahin lang ako, dead mo. Kasi parang, bakit ako iiyak? Sinaktan ko yung damdamin nila eh. O, di saktan nila yung damdamin ko. Yun lang naman yun. Ang problema sa kanila nga, sense of entitlement. Ang feeling nila, sila lang may karapatang magsalita at lahat ng iba hindi. At pag kinontra sila, sinasilence sila, no. Hindi ko sinasilence si Maria Ressa. I actually don't want her to stop talking. Kasi masaya manood ng comedy. Diba? So yun lang. Sorry pa ikot-ikot. So kay Raisa Robles, she just wants attention and she cannot get it here. Ken po, final, question pa po.
Okay, we have...
I can go all day, all night, pero...
Sorry, one of the questions is, what do you think can the government do to counter all the propaganda of it?
Ask Martin and Danar. I will not comment on it. Yeah.
And then...
Baka magtampo eh. Dahil yung ako ka-text eh. Sabi kasi nung una, pag may problema sa gobyerno, I ask them, ano preside nyo dito, ganyan. Tapos I blog about it. Kaya lang mga bandang binabarabara ko na sila kasi nahihinaan ako sa PCOO. Hindi na ako inausap. Ayun na mag-reply sa akin. Tapos nung bandang dulo na, nung pinara ko na sila finally na yung will you take this sitting down, yung kinuwento ko earlier, tawag siya sa akin, sabi, I'm just one phone call away. Why don't you just text me na kung ano yung problema? Ganyan, sabi ko, sige sa text kita. Pero ayun, ang bottom line po, hindi ako parte ng Malacanang. Hindi po ako co-opted. Maniwala kayo sa hindi. Minsan po talaga, may mga statistical outliers. Isa po ako doon.
Correct.
Ayun. Sige po, next question.
Legit daw po ba yung, sorry, the term really was legit. Legit daw po ba yung comment ng CBCP regarding sa issue ng pagpatay sa leaders ng Maute? And then, kung totoo man, what is
Hindi,
your...
fake yun. Kasi ganito, ang lumabas na balita kanina, sinabi daw, according daw, di umano, ni Bishop Sok Villegas, sinabi daw na pag pinatay mo pa si Harpilon at saka si Maute, pwede nang barilin mo na lang sa braso. Which is kind of weird. Kasi gabi no, naka-thermal cam ka lang, paano mo aasintahin yun? However, naglabas ng statement si Bishop Sok earlier, this afternoon. Sabi niya, I didn't say it. So, okay lang. It's not true.
Yung thoughts mo daw po sa banta ni Pinoy ako vlog na mag-file siya ng libel case?
Ay, bring it on. Ay, naku, any publicity is good publicity. Ang nakakatawa nga yan kasi parang ako yung sinabihang bayaran ng gobyerno even before I signed the contract. Ako yung nilibel niya, tapos ako pa yung makakasuhan in the end. So parang, ay, this is beautiful. Sige lang, bring it on. Oh, I live for this, promise. Di maganda, for the next several weeks, may content ako lagi. Live lang naman yan, di naman yan rape eh. Okay lang yun. Sige po, next question po. Sige po, ate.
I just have a question. This is so, but, di ba you're a
Ay, ayoko,
blogger?
so ano pala eh. Ay, ayoko na.
Ayoko na.
Ayoko na. Hindi, ano pa.
What do you think about Mocha Uson? Kasi,
Si Mocha Uson.
kasi vlogger, sinasabi niya, I'm a blogger, pero during that Senate inquiry, she was made a laughing stock. So,
Kasi ganito, a lot of people parang somehow have this irrational expectation na Mocha should somehow be infallible. No, she shouldn't be. She cannot be. She can never be infallible. I see Mocha as a reflection of what the masses think. Alright? The masses need not always be right. But if she says something and a lot of people agree with it, maybe it's time to stop complaining and start listening. And that's all I have to say. Yung sabi ko kay Risa, inulit ko lang, girl. Pero ang sabi ko dito, ganito, kahit mali si Mocha, pakinggan niyo muna, ano yung, saan yung hugot? Imbis na basahin ninyo, alam mo yung Grice's razor, yung philosophical razor na, what a person says, it's not necessarily what he means. Tingnan niyo yung subtext, yung hugot. And you see, she's the voice of the frustrated one. Of the one who's so sick of a government that doesn't work. And right now, they see a government which has some potential na it can actually work. Kaya lang, there are some, stuff that dapat i-adjust. And She has her heart in the right place. She has her limitations, pero I don't see her as a news source. Maliban na lang kung interview, paano pa i-fake news yun? Sinestituto pa din nila nagsasalita, di ba? Pero yung political commentary, I see it less as an actual analysis ng political issue, but more like what a regular Pinoy would think, given that issue. Tapos, you just try to calibrate. Yung parang, may mali sinabi si Mocha, they write something else, and try to counter what she said. And whenever she makes mistakes, I tell her straight na text. Minsan nga, 1 month, hindi ako kakausapin, niligtan po sa akin eh. Pero nagpista kami na nagkita kami sa New York. Pero minsan talaga, I try to correct her. Pero yung to say na she's just fake news, that she's illegitimate, na invalid yung opinion niya, that's the biggest political mistake any politician could ever make. Yeah.
RJ, a lot of the discourse has been about who leads who, right? And you even acknowledged it earlier, diba, na maybe you are affecting the public viewpoint.
Emphasis on maybe.
But what I've been hearing from you tonight, which is very interesting for me to hear, is that you guys, influential bloggers at the millions of level, no, really see yourselves as a reflection of the zeitgeist of what people are saying.
Ano ba yung zeitgeist?
Spirit of the times.
Okay,
diba?
maalim kasi.
Sorry. So dito na lang. What the opposition is basically saying is that you guys are creating a dangerous thing, that you guys are leading a mob.
So basically what the opposition is saying, you can say whatever you want, but you are not allowed to have many people to agree with you.
That's right.
Yeah.
So my leading question, yeah, that one, I'm not my opinion.
Yeah, pero
That's what
diba,
they're saying.
ang ridiculous ng premise.
So the question I'd really personally like to hear from somebody like you right away is, to what extent can you really shape public opinion as a blogger? Media definitely can sway public opinion, and sustaining it is a different question. You have to be on point, you have to be targeted, etc., etc. But really, how
as
far
to
can you
whether
guys go?
I influence people, I think I do to a certain extent. Pero yung degree and magnitude, that remains to be proven. So we'll see in 2019 and 2022 how people will react to what we write.
Is it
Pero
possible
that's
that
to be seen.
they gravitate towards you because they already shared?
That's
You're
also
not
possible.
shaping their opinion. They already
Correct.
formed their opinion, and they just gravitate towards you because you have to see it. You share
That's
the
also
same.
possible. Kasi ang feeling ko dito, a lot of my followers already think the same way I do. And my influence only goes as far as, number one, pag tungkol yung issue ay tungkol sa something that they're already familiar about, I can just sway it by 5 or 10% or maybe 20% at most. Or sa mga issues na totally wala pa silang alam. Ganon. Pero sa mga issues na alam na nila, na medyo aware na sila, mahirap. Mahirap yun. It's gonna be a challenge. That's why sometimes when I share stuff na hindi, halimbawa, anti-bongbong, ang konti ng likes, ang konti ng spread. Pero if I share something Duterte, ang bilis. Diba? So yes, it's limited. It's limited. Pero yung actual na effect, yung power, yung potential, it still remains to be seen. Pero if there's one thing na magiging magandang indicator, yung nangyari ng 2016. Si Duterte, he spent like 10 grams ng peanuts para sa ad campaign. And everybody else spent like $1 billion, $2 billion. And who won? It was Duterte because of social media. But I should not be seen as a monolith. It doesn't work that way. I have a lot of pro-Duterte pages who share my content every time I post them. Kasi parang sinusuportahan ako, parang close kami, kunwari, ganyan. Tapos yung mga Facebook groups, gano'n. So, this is a grassroots movement na sumobra ng laki na wala pang predecessor. So, uncharted territory to even for me.
Last follow-up question.
Yeah.
You described earlier the...
So basically, haba ng sagot ko, pero bottom na hindi ko alam.
you said something very interesting, that if media, quote-unquote, works itself out, you'd be happy to quit tomorrow.
Yeah.
What is, for lack of a better word, can you describe that equilibrium state? What does it look like where bloggers exist, they continue to be reflective, influential, and media is still doing its rigorous work and also likewise influential and trusted.
Parang hinahanap mo yung when will the rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns cry?
What does it look? Not when. What does it look like? I don't know what it looks like.
I don't know either. Feeling ko yung adversarial na relationship ng mainstream and SOCMED, it's there to stay. Kami na yung feeling ko fifth estate. Kami yung magkatry na maging check and balance nila. Kasi di ba dati government, tapos i-check and balance ng media. Problema, media naging corrupt, nagkaroon ng social media. So, gano'n na lang siguro talaga. Ganon. Pero sana nga, magtinong sila ng konti para, alam mo yung pag minimal na yung corruption, parang, oh, pwede na yan, quit na ako. Kasi gusto ko talaga gano'n, dahil ang pangarap ko, magtapos mag-aral, tapos mag-law. Hindi ko magawa, kasi ngayon pa lang, madaming istorbo. Kayo, in-istorbo nyo, pinapunta nyo ako. Gusto tutulog na lang ako, pero salitahan pa ako. So, you know, so, inipin ko lang. Joke lang yan, joke lang ako yun.
Next question. Jowan, in-break ko raw eh. Jowan may kasalanan.
Okay, but we have time maybe for one last question before
One last question.
From the house?
RJ has not eaten yet his dinner.
What? No, but yeah.
Hindi, okay lang ako. Maraming reserve dito. Last question po.
Last question?
Yes, Ted.
Sorry, 8 questions from
Sus Maria, dami na.
Isa na lang, isa na lang.
Isa na lang, isa. Yung ano, yung pang MMK levels.
MMK or short?
Ha?
MMK!
Sige, go.
Kung ano daw po.
Si ate may parang may itsura may moral dilemma na.
Sige lang. We should listen online. We should let the online speakers...
Kasi medyo kanina pa tanong lahat.
O sige, iba tumatay. Ano yun?
What do you think of General Bato's performance, especially on the EJK?
I think it's lukewarm. Alam mo yun, on one hand, I like him. He's very affable, very friendly. Siya lang yung chief of police na nakita ko na parang rockstar pag dumarating sa bawat ano. Kaya lang, I think mayroon siyang major shortcoming pagdating sa communication ng drug war. For example, inumpisahan ng rapper yung 7,000 EJK body count noong September 2016. And they went on, ganong sabog na sabog yung math for 7 months hanggang umabot na ng 7,000. Kasi hanggang yung mga deaths under investigation, inilis na nila doon. Yung halimbawa yung mga namatay dahil sa love triangle, oh, drug-related na rin yan. Ganun yung nangyari. So, nagkasabog-sabog siya until inadopt na siya ng global media. So, kailan na tama? Around March or February lang, 6 months later lang. And it was because of Superintendent Leonardo Carlos, yung spokesperson ng PNP. They explained to Rappler, ganyan-ganyan. Actually, nagsalita na yung PNP in as early as September. They wrote Rappler a letter. Explain to them. Parang sinabi na sa atin, girl, mali yung ano mo, mali yung plus-plus mo dyan, ganyan. But they just ignored it. Pero, bakit hindi nila pinukpok yung Rappler? Hoy, 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 every day. Fake news yan, fake news. Hindi ginawa nila ba to? And that's what pisses me off. Not really pisses me off, that's what is...
Disappointing.
Ha?
Disappointing.
Naubos kasi yung English ko.
Disappointing.
Oh, disappointing daw. Sige. Ayun, disappointing for me. Kasi, ayan trabaho mo yung i-communicate yung drug war. Kasi again, this is politics. This is a game of perception. So general ba to? You know, maybe you could help on that. Kasi it has come to a point na yung issue ng drug war, yung manufactured numbers, dumating na siya sa ginagamit na pang destabilize ng government. Di ba? And it's really bad. It's really, really bad. Kasi for example, alam mo yung nirelease attorney to, huwag kang magulo, hindi ko marinig sa rin ito. So, halimbawa, depis tayo. Left ko yan, legal counsel ko yan, kaya hinaharap ko lang. Hindi, ganito. Alam mo yung ginawang 7,000 ng Rappler? Tapos, di ba, naglabas ako ng video about Leonardo Carlos? Tapos, biglang tinigil ng Rappler yung bilangan. Kasi nag-viral yung video, nag 1 million hits. Tapos ngayon, saan ang galing yung 13,000? Lately, di ba may 13,000? Ay girl, alam mo ang ginawa? 7,000, 7 months, divide ng 7, so 1,000 per month. Eh, since 13 months na nasa si Duterte, times 13.
Talaga?
So, murder by interpolation. Ganun ang nangyari. Ganito lang. So, 13,000.
That's what all the news organizations abroad are using.
Where is, give me even one source naming at least 1,000 of the dead in the drug war. Can anybody give me? No. Even the Coronel girl from Cornell, yung Sheila Coronel. Ambassador Tiglao contacted her and asked her, where did you get those figures? And she said, from various news sources. Ay girl, hindi pwedeng various news sources lang. Bigyan mo ko ng ganyan-ganyan. Hindi, from various news sources. So, ang nangyari dito, parang replay ng big lie technique ni Goebbels, ni Hitler. You know, di ba yung kasabihan na a lie, when repeated often enough, becomes the truth. And that's what they did. Sometimes, as idealists once. You know, right when they got out of college, I want to change the world. Kaya lang, I want to quote yung, hindi ko sigurado kung tama yung magiging quote ko, pero something Nietzsche wrote. When you fight monsters, see to yourself that you do not become a monster. For when you stare, so parang kung lalabanan mo yung monster, be sure na hindi ikaw yung maging halimaw na nilalabanan mo. And sadly, for a lot of media men today, that's what they have become. And it pains me dahil hindi ako nakatutulog ngayon, nagsasalita ako dito. Dahil sa kanila. Salamat po.
Thank you.
Can we invite RE to stay in front? On behalf of the Rotary Club of Makati Dasmariñas, we would like to offer a token of appreciation.
RJ, we're very grateful that you graced our 999th meeting. Thank you. Please remember us with the certificate of appreciation.
RJ, gusto mo kay Jover yan.
And each of our keynote speakers receive a customized Vizcara leather bundle with their name and their emblem on it. Thank you very much, RJ.
We invite everyone for a photo opportunity after this.
Thank you, everyone, to all those who helped organize this.